Hello everybody, Pam here. Today I wanted to show you how I make these little mini junk journals. They're about 4 inches by 4 inches, but you can make them any size really. I have just a tie closure on this one, and it has little scrappy bits and paper and a tuck spot in the front and the back. And let's get started. I will be using, just to let you know, a sheet from this Dina Collage Collective as my cover, because I just love her colors and all that good stuff. But this is part of a file folder, and it was still folded, and I just cut it. So I cut it 4 inches this way, and it's about 5.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 this way. And I took it to my scoreboard and scored it at 4 on both sides and then folded it in. Now I've already inked all of the edges. I did all of the edges except for all of the edges and the creases except for the inside of the pockets, because this is going to be the stitched down part. So everything's been inked. So the next thing I'm going to do, this part I haven't prepared yet, so I'm going to pick, I chose this paper, and I'm going to just line it up on my mat. Let's see, I want to get this bird in here. So I may just go ahead and do about 3 3/4. So 1, 2, 3 3/4, a little more. Let me move this paper up just a smidgen, because I got my tail down here at the bottom and I'm trying to read it on this mat. So if I do 3 3/4, you'll be able to see this really good. So I'm just going to rip that out, and then I want to see if I do 3 3/4 this way. Usually now I'll do just one long sheet, like a whole long piece, and put it, but because I wanted to kind of fussy cut, not really fussy, I guess it is fussy cut these images, so let me just start over here. If I would have just cut it this way, this would have been on the front and this on the back. So I'm going to just cut squares there. Okay, so that's 3 3/4. I'll do it this way at 3 3/4, and I think, do I want to go lower and take some off the top? I think I do. I think I'm going to go right here and then cut some of this top off and make it at 3 3/4. There. There. So that's going to be my front cover image. And keep these little bits, because I'll show you how I'll use them if I don't forget. So now I've got this image I can use for the back, or y'all know what I should have done was cut it this way, because now I'll chop that bird off. Oh well. I think because that's already 3 3/4 that way, if I go to 3 3/4 this way, that'll be the back. That'll be cute. So I've got a front cover and a back cover. And now I want to do something for these little flaps here. And I may, because I like that pink, but I like the orange in it too. I may just cut that down to here. So I'll make a little mark here and here. I'll cut this side first. If I can see where I marked it, dodo. Just gonna eyeball it from the side here. I could just do a 3 3/4 again, huh? I think that's what I'll do. Just go 3 3/4 from, now I'm going backwards. Just slice it off over here. And then I'll have this pretty color right there. Good thing about this ruler is you can kind of see through it too, to see where your paper is at. And I think it's always easier when you got the bulky paper to to the left. Trying to do it hard way here, looks like. There. So I got that piece. And I can use this piece over here or swap them around. All this goes much smoother when you're not on camera. Okay, so I got the front cover, back cover, and the two little side footies. So the next thing I want to do is ink up the edges to get rid of the white edges from the tearing. And this, I mean, you can go as heavy or as light on this as you want. And this is the thinner paper in that book. She's got two different thicknesses of collage papers in there, and I really love her papers. They're also pretty. Ooh, look at that side. I might have to flip it over. I'll keep it up. And this is just the archival ink and coffee. I really love, because if you ever use any wet media, once it's dry it doesn't reactivate. This is going to be a super cute book. Super cute. So once you get these done, we'll glue it down, because this is the thinner paper. Now if I use a heavy card, the heavier one with cardstock, my inker is falling apart. But if you're using a heavier cardstock, you'll want to use some Fabri-Tac. But I'm going to put these down like so. But I'm going to use the art glitter glue. Just put a good. One thing about her papers, it's hard to decide which side to use because they're all so pretty. So I'm going to ink that, turn it over, make sure my images are all the right way. And you don't have very much wiggle room with this glue. Once you put it down, it's not moving too much. So do that one. Look how pretty. I love her papers. Oopsie, got glue. That's why you don't add glue on top of your project, doo-doo. Okay. Just gonna wipe that off. And then put this one. Try to line it up. And then use your foam folder or whatever tool you have. Just press it in. Now we need to decide which ones we want where. I think I like that better. So these are going to go on the flaps. And one more. This glue is really good, y'all. I don't know why it's called art glitter glue. There's no glitter. I want this way or that way. I think I wanted it opposite of the other side. Yeah. Cool. So there is the majority of our cover. The next thing we want to do is to add some fabric. I thought I had a piece. Yep. Just got an old piece of coffee dyed fabric I'm going to put down the middle like so. And what I usually do is just eyeball my seam. Now this is about 2 inches wide. See 1, 2. So I'll just eyeball this Fabri-Tac here. I'm going to try to stay away from the edges too much. I can go back and, well, we're going to stitch it, so add some Fabri-Tac glue and then just try to center it up. These little guidelines on the mat really, really help. And pat it down. Y'all know what I did not do. I did not put my closure stuff on here. Mercy. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to put this closure on there. Let me see if I've got a palette knife. Because this paper was a little thinner. I might can lift it up a little bit. Nope, I'm ripping it. Might can still work. Let me see. So I've got this binding, seam binding, and I get it in a chalk white, and I just spray coffee on it. So I think I'm gonna try something, y'all. Let's just see if I can stick this up under here a little bit. It may be okay because I'm going to stitch that. Now if you'd have used a cardstock for here instead of this thinner paper, it probably would go on super, super easy. I could have lifted it up. I'm going to try to get rid of that fold that's under there. So I'm going to be really careful with that. But usually before I put these down, I'll put this strip across it, then lay it down. But yeah, I forgot. So I'm gonna stick this under here. Just try to lift this paper up. I hope I'm not going through. I don't think so. And then stick this piece under here. I'm kind of pushing it, flattening it out, trying to. Well, y'all, at least in this video you can see how to, when you have a boo-boo, always a way to fix it, right? So now, that's pretty even, I suppose. I'm not looking. This one looks a little bit higher, huh? It'll be okay. But now I'm gonna go over and stitch. I'm gonna close these up and then stitch all the way around here with a straight stitch. And I'm gonna go around it twice. Now I've got a little bump there, but it's gonna be okay. But anywho, go stitch and I'll be right back. If my sewing machine were closer, I'll let you see what I'm doing. There we go. There. I should have warned y'all to speed that part up. Anywho, now we've got this stitch down. Now these are caught in here, so they'll be fine now. But there is the cover. Cool, cool. And if this bothers you, like it's gonna bother me, you can always just lift this edge up and put a little more glue right there. Let me see. And you can also sew a line right here too. I'm not sure. I kind of don't mind the ruffly bits. Okay, so now we got the cover and the tie. How cute is that, y'all? Her art is just, I love it. Okay, now I've got, what did I do with my signature? Now all I've got here is some graph paper, piece out of a book with maps, regular paper, got a time card and book page. Now I need to move that book page, it's too close. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think I want to put this other book page closer to this one. Kind of just balance it out. And I always like to have a thicker, this paper, you see how some of these are more narrow, and that's okay. But I don't put this in the center of my books. I like the thicker paper, so when I go to mark the, stuck in that glue. When I go to mark the binding spots, and that looks wet now, but it'll dry up. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do is put these papers in here. I've got 8 pieces, which will make like 32. Page 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I don't know if you would say that's 16 pages or 32. Y'all can enlighten me if you know. So now I take this Tim Holtz ruler, and I'm holding it up looking from this angle, but for you, you'll see there's a 0, it centers it, there's a 2 and a 2 here. I'm just going to lift it ever so slightly, get my pencil in here and mark at the center at 0, and then come in a 1/2 inch on each side and put another little mark. Then I take my awl poke tool and poke through at each hole. And because there's not too many signatures, it's not too difficult. Then I'm going to take my waxed thread. There's my needle. It's up here somewhere. Yep, I misplaced my needle. There he is. So I'm going to leave a good tail on this. And I'm going to go up through the middle. And hope your signature didn't shift like mine did, but you can work it out. So up through the middle, and I don't know what this stitch is called. I have no clue. Down the end, and this is where I kind of start. I don't pull it too taut yet. This one I do up through the top. And then back through the middle. Now you can always start from the outside if you prefer to have your little tails showing on the outside, but I like them coming out of the middle. And I'll make sure everything's pretty snug. And then I'm going to cut these to where they hang down a little bit. Save that little bit. And then this wax thread's awesome because when you tie a knot, it stays put. It's not like a cotton or rayon thread that you have to put your hand on and try to get the knot in there real fast. This stuff holds rather nice. So we've got that, and then let me grab some beads. I need to get some more colors because this is all I have, and this doesn't match very well. I may use the gold on this with the yellow. There's some little gold ones in here. Just pull out some of those and maybe some clear. So I'll do 2 gold and 1 clear on each one. Yep. This is just something I do. I know there's more pretties you can put on here. This is just what I have at the moment. So then you take these tails, and if they unravel, just kind of twist and pinch. We're going to go gold, clear, and gold. Uh-oh, I pushed that one. Push that thread way back. There, and then tie a knot. And try to keep it to the end. Near the end. Y'all hear Gabby. I know y'all hear that on every video. That dog rings the bell to go out. Just got one of them little plunger bells. And then I put a knot across the top. Here. Do the same for this one. So gold, clear, monkey. Does Karma need to go out? Is that why you're ringing it? She's funny, y'all. She'll go scratch at the dog bowl because the pit bull doesn't ring the bell to go out. I think she's ringing it because Karma's over there wanting to go out. You need to go see Mama. Wait just a minute. There. So now we got a dangly. And we got our book. So we've got some papers, book pages. You can collage, paint, gesso. I mean, you can't just paint straight on it, but gesso and do whatever. And I think it's so cute. And this one, because this time card is longer, I just folded it over, used a round punch there, and glued right here and right here. So you got another little tag tuck spot. That is it. How cutesy. And I've made my closure here work, even though I mucked it up. But how cute is that, y'all? Her papers are so gorgeous. I love them. Love. Anywho, if you like this video, or if you give it a try, post a picture on Instagram and tag me so I can see it. I'd love to see what you create. Oh, I did not say that these products, the collage sheet book, was sent to me by Ranger, so I did not purchase it. It was a lovely gift for me to use, and I absolutely love them. Anywho, I hope y'all like. Give me a thumbs up. I'll chat with you later. Bye.